Welcome into another Red Out podcast. Sorry, I was just checking to see if we were connected, and we are. My name is Devin, and let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to talk about tonight.
Hey, how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Crazy all day, baby.
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
I am not ashamed to admit in the past, I've needed a therapist. We all need someone, and it's a strong person who can admit it. I talked to my doctor, who referred me to a therapist, and I really didn't have much say as to who the therapist was. But with this episode's sponsor, BetterHelp, you do. You can filter out who you would like to talk to, age, gender, religion, and more to pair you with the person who works best for you. And if the person isn't exactly who you were wanting, you're not stuck. You can switch counselors. BetterHelp strives to offer affordable, professional, and accessible online therapy. So go to betterhelp.com/redout today to save 10%. By doing this, you not only support us, you can work toward a brighter, healthier you. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Yes, thank you, BetterHelp. We appreciate your support. And just like I said, you can use the affiliate link. Make sure you do that, and you support the podcast, and you give yourself 10% off of their services. So, welcome in, guys. We got Jared.
Hello.
And we got Matt, who's high on the tops like always.
Oh, you already know.
Oh, you don't know? You better call somebody. I think that was some wrestler's intro. Anyway, I guess let's just get right into it. Winners and losers this week. Matt, I guess since you're kind of the new guy right now, what do you got?
I'm the new guy. I'm down on the totem pole.
Yep, you missed a couple weeks. You get jacked back down.
I'm fired. All right, that's fine.
Demoted. You're not fired. You're demoted.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. All right. So my winner is Tua Tagovailoa's opportunities to promote mental health after his retirement. I think with with the recent controversy with everything and all that. I don't know if y'all talked about that last week. I assume maybe you did, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
We talked about his concussion, definitely.
I just wanted to take a shot at Jared.
It's fine.
But anyway, what a black eye, man. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities to once he's out of the league in a few weeks. He'll have his opportunities.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Jared, you got some?
I guess the biggest winner is just Bailey Zappi being able to get his first NFL career start and everything. I mean, he looked pretty good. I think he was close to almost 200 yards, and he got the win. They shut out the Lions. I think he only threw for one touchdown, but I mean, he still looked all right. They haven't really fully trusted him with the offense and letting him sling it much, but I mean, I never thought I would care about any single New England Patriots player, but here I am, I guess. But I mean, biggest loser though, I mean, has to be my Dolphins still, just because the whole Tua thing, and plus getting blown out by the Jets on Sunday. I mean, that's always terrible. I mean, it's bad.
I honestly understand what it's like to be a Dolphins fan, like the way we've been going with the tops here lately. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. They're always on the same kind of trajectory. I mean, usually Western's a lot better, but it's weird. Like usually, if Western loses, the Dolphins will lose. If Western wins, the Dolphins will win. It's really weird.
So I need to start cheering for the Dolphins so we can have some wins.
That's what I'm alluding to.
So who do the Dolphins have this weekend, just in case?
It's the Vikings, because they're starting their rookie quarterback, Skylar Thompson, because Teddy Bridgewater won't be ready to go, and obviously Tua, he's not going to play yet.
So hopefully they'll win, and then we'll win. So
Teddy Tunnel Fiber.
Yeah, if only he looked as good as he used to.
Did you ever see that video? It was the guy making fun of Teddy Bridgewater.
I can't remember.
Man, it was something. It was basically as a Louisville guy pretending to be a UK fan. And man, you didn't know Brian Heap, did you, Devin? I don't think you would have.
No,
Anyway,
no,
they
I
were
didn't.
he and Vince Lewis were from Louisville, and anyway, they always showed all this Louisville and UK stuff. Anyway, well, yeah, he was making fun of Teddy Bridgewater when he was on campus and stuff. It's pretty funny. Teddy Tunnel Fiber.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to look it up and send it to you.
Oh yeah, definitely text that to me after a while.
All right.
So, I don't really have any losers this week. I've had a long weekend. We had a puppy who 13-year-old dog who
yeah, I saw that, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she my wife and I, we hadn't been dating but like a couple months, and we ended up getting her. And so we, she's basically been like our first child, really. Her and her sister, because whoever surrendered them to the shelter surrendered them at the same time. So her sister passed away last December, and then our dog Chloe passed away on Monday. We had to have her put to sleep because, she was 13. She was a large frame dog. She was like 80 pounds. Like, my wife and I looked it up, and it's like the equivalent of like a 96-year-old.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was, she had made it to that point in her life where she had to, we had to make that call, and, it wasn't easy. And, my wife's still pretty upset about it, but, it was the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah. We had to do the same thing. I think I commented on your status, but we had a couple black labs, and one passed last fall. He was a big old thing, 100 and something pounds. And then,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had two black labs, and he was a little over 100. She was a little under 100, and she had all these problems, and it was going to take a miracle to get her to have any kind of quality of life. So we had to put her down. It sucked.
Oh my gosh.
I
yeah.
feel your pain. Totally feel your pain.
And of course, they were both kind of like opposite ends, but they were both really sick. With our dogs, were both really sick when we had to make that call. Of course, Chloe had like a neuropathy thing with her hips, and she couldn't walk. And it's just, I'm not getting into the full details, but it was, she like, it's funny because like people are like, oh, they're just dogs, but like you look at the dog, and like they have a personality, you can see on their face when they're happy or sad or whatever. And she just looked at me, and it was like, it looked like Walter. That's all I could think of. Walter from that Jeff Dunham back in the day, the puppet. She just looked pissed, and it's like, she's just like, would you please just take me to the vet? Just do what you got to do. And it's like, it's like, we don't want to do this, pup, but we had to. And, she's in a better place now, so that's better.
What's up with Sally was like you go and do all the nice things. Like I know you talked about like giving her ice cream and just feeding her with crap and all that, and taking them out and driving them around. Well, she like kind of perked up, and it kind of sucked because it's like, are we doing the right thing or not? She's like, she's like, and she's like looking excited out the window and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, we're going to do this horrible thing. It sucked.
Well, I can't speak for yours, but with ours, it's like she had stopped eating her dog food. So that's one reason we started feeding her like all this junk food, really. Yeah. Like I had scraps from like French fries. I just tossed her a bunch of French fries. She ate them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was feeding her like grilled chicken that I cooked on the grill because she would eat that stuff. But yeah, it's, it wasn't easy, but like we tried to make it good, and, make her last few days really nice for her, and I think it was good. But besides that, we'll get back to Western real quick. So like Jared said, Bailey Zapp got his big start for New England, doing pretty good. I don't have his stats in front of me, but congratulations to him.
Dude threw for like 80% or something, and a touchdown interception. It was pretty good. Really,
that's good. Let me see. We'll pull up the calendar here real quick, and if I can find the. I've been sitting up here getting ready for pregame forever. I should have had all this stuff ready.
Come on, Devin.
I hate this calendar now. They changed the calendar up. So the calendar used to show like results on WKU Sports, and I could literally just click on it, and I could look at all the different results instead of having to click each individual thing. What the heck? Okay, I don't like this. We're not talking. We'll skip ahead. So I'm sure soccer's got some stuff going on, and I'll add that in the show notes. So if you're on YouTube, you can read the other sports talk there, and it'll show your other sports. Because I'm going to have a lot of dead air. I'm sorry. Yeah, gosh, they've changed this and it sucks. I couldn't literally. I'm sitting here trying to click off the thing because usually you just click off. No, I have to click close, and I'm like, this is janky. Fire your website guy. Ugh.
You're just going to read off the Western results, right?
That's all I was going to do was read that off, but it's whatever.
Okay. I found some of it. So volleyball won 3-0 against UTSA, and that was their only match this week. And then soccer won 1-0 at FIU. And let's see if there's anything else.
Yeah. You said soccer beat FIU, okay. And it sounds bad, but does FIU have a sport that's good?
I'm sure it's some obscure
soccer
sport.
Is usually good.
I would assume too, but
pretty decent.
Yeah.
And soccer, I think.
I think we need to just change over to not just a Western podcast, but maybe just a volleyball podcast in general.
Yeah, let's do it. One more time.
I'll just cover volleyball from now on. Yeah. Looks like Simon has been added to the Comeback Player of the Year award watch list, which I watched the interviews before the show started on, and Coach Helton said that that Josh was meeting with the doctors. I guess he's having some flare-ups with his knee or something. Is that right?
Yeah, he broke his leg last year, so I guess he could be dealing with ligament issues or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's that. I assume that's they said an injury, but I was like, I know he got hurt, but I didn't remember what it was. So I guess he's having some issues with that, but. So they're debating on putting him back on medical red shirt, and then of course Reed has been added. Yeah, that's what the interview said. They're getting to that. Well, there's a point in the season where once you cross this line, there's no point in putting him on a medical red shirt. So it's it's one of those: do we do it and we save the player for the next year and hopefully build him back up, or do we just let the cards fall? And I don't know. We'll have to see what happens as far as that goes.
I would think they're far into the season to call a medical redshirt. I mean, he's played half the year at this point.
We're not halfway there yet.
6 games in.
Okay. Well, we are 3-3.
That's interesting. That's interesting that they're saying that, though. I wouldn't think they could. I know they've got the new rule that you can basically redshirt if you play 4 or less games.
Now this,
freshman or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
That just seems like an odd.
No, you're good.
Halfway through the year.
That's kind of what I thought too, but that's what Helton was talking about, and I mean, I know I was on at least the right year because watching they've got all those videos on YouTube for the WKU Sports, and they've got them from months ago and last year and all this, but with sorry, I got. But with what they were talking about the UTSA game, and even I did think it was pretty funny watching one of the interviews with Coach Helton with the talking about post UTSA. One of the reporters was like, the players have had a different fight. Of course, I can hardly ever hear the questions, but I heard this girl. She was like, they've had a different fight up until this game, and then their fight changed. or something to that effect. And you could just watch his face because he was like, it was almost like, what the hell are you talking about? But he was like, well, I wouldn't phrase it like that. I would just say, that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ooh, he did not like that question whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
well, honestly, I wish they would ask some more stuff. Make the man sweat a little bit.
Well, it's always coach speak. It's always coach speak, and that's the hard part to wade through the coach speak to see what's actually there. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. And actually, shout out to Jared McDonald in the news because he actually had the guts to ask a tough question and asked him, about. Well, he asked him about some of the decision making late in the game and kind of forced him to say, "Hey, I'll live with it," And now there were people kind of fired up about him just being okay with some of the decisions he made late. And then he also today, I was asking something on Twitter, and 100 Miles of Hate tagged him, and he actually answered. And it looks like that Mark Good, I think he's right tackle. I have to check, but either right or left tackle, he's likely out against Middle on Saturday.
Okay.
So it's good to see him having some details.
Well, I did like where you were talking about the tackle being down. I did see where he was talking about having some other guys shift around just in case that happened. So, it's not a big Achilles heel for him to go down. So that's a good thing. But a lot of what I heard from, go ahead. But anyway, what I was just going to say real quick.
But yes, I mean the line has been.
Yeah, you're very delayed, Matt.
Yes. So I'll go ahead and just speak real quick. I'll just go ahead.
Sorry.
All right. So.
Yep. My bad.
What I was just going to say was that with Helton was talking about, it seems a lot of their game planning is from watching the Miami game. That's where a lot of their stuff is coming from. So I don't know as far as, if they're going to be checking out the UTSA or UAB games. I mean, I'd be watching UAB too to see, hey, how did they dominate them so hard? But Jared, what are your thoughts?
As far as Middle or the game we just had, or what?
As far as UTSA, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of predicted it just for the fact that I knew this would still be a really tough road game and everything. So, I mean, we've had chances, but I mean, UTSA is still a really good team. Frank Harris is still a great quarterback. They've been able to retain a lot of the pieces they had from the team that won the conference championship last year. So I wasn't really surprised at all by the outcome of this game. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're getting to where we're finally playing some tougher competition, and it sucks that we are so close to beating them, but we can't get over the hump. It's just all these coin flip games that we've had against Indiana and Troy and now UTSA that I feel like if it was the best 2 out of 3, we probably would have won all of those. It's just the one time that it failed that we lost. I think I put it in my predictions article for this upcoming week. You'll see it, but just talking about, I think that we've the 3 games that we lost, we only lost by a combined 13 points. I think it was 3 against Indiana, 3 against UTSA, and a touchdown against Troy. So, I mean, all of these are super close games. We just haven't been able to win them, which is kind of frustrating. But, I mean, it shows that, I mean, we're not horrible. It's just unlucky, I guess. I don't know what to blame.
Hey, Abby. Abby, come here. Can you say hi? Abby, can you come say hi?
Hi, Abby.
Abby, come say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Abby.
Can you say go Tops?
There you go.
Tops.
Okay. Go see mama. Go see mama. There you go. Thank you, baby.
My kids say go Tops.
Well, it's a little easier because Kara's, one second. Kara's, her stepdad is, he wants to be called Cap. So, I guess it's a little easier transition for her to say that. As far as UTSA is concerned, I watched part of it. Of course, dealing with Chloe and everything, having to help her and do and clean up. And I didn't get to catch a lot of it, but every time I turned it on, I got frustrated. So I do feel like the defensive line got blown off the ball. Does anybody else feel that way?
Man, I'm breaking up,
Is
man.
it just-
I couldn't hear this.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with
Thought
you,
Bowling
man.
Green had better internet than that.
I know, right?
Dude, I don't know what's up with our Wi-Fi. I'm trying to get it to work. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sounding good now.
Why? All right, what was the question, man? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I felt like Western's D line kind of got blown back on a couple of those plays with UTSA. Do you think so, or is it just me?
Oh yeah. Okay. Say there is. I think after that first drive, I think they almost like called off the dogs, and they basically dropped 8 the whole game. Didn't really blitz, and really just tried to contain Frank Harris and force him to kind of throw short. And I guess in one way it worked, but then again, you had no pressure on him, and he wasn't forced to make any tough decisions. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the best mixture of how to do it. I think they should have still done some pressure and tried to make him force some things. And if he busts a run, oh well. I'd rather force him into a couple turnovers than be so conservative that nothing really happens, and then you're forced to win straight up against a pretty good team. So,
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that assessment because, you've got to put pressure on him with a quarterback like him, and you can't let him sit back there all day because he's
you didn't stop him.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously the plan didn't work. But let me see. He ended up with, let me see if I can get his total scores here, or his total runs. He had 61 yards, like you were just saying, and 273 passing yards. So, I mean, he almost had as many yards rushing as our leading running back, Robichaux. So, I mean, evidently whatever that was, whatever happened.
He averages in the 40s, so he had a good game rushing anyway. And you were so conservative that you had one QB hit and then no sacks. So you didn't stop him and you didn't hit him. So he's just sitting back there hanging out, making decisions instead of you forcing him to do something or panic. And when he panics, sometimes he throws interceptions like he did against Middle. So I don't quite understand that, but that was kind of frustrating.
I can definitely understand that because I felt the same way. Now, this may be a little controversial. I don't know. But I felt this way after the Troy game, and I had this thought after the Troy game. I'll say that. Was Austin Reed the right choice?
Yes.
Jared, I'll go to you first. Is Austin Reed the right choice for starting quarterback, or was Deggy the better choice?
Personally, I think Reed was.
Am I just crazy in thinking this, or is this a thought? Jared?
No, I definitely think it was the right choice. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I lost my Wi-Fi.
Go ahead.
Okay, see, I lost my Wi-Fi.
We're both
can't hear.
Oh, yeah, you're making fun of me.
Yeah,
What happened to Franklin's
I just saw,
Jared?
I had the 3 lines of Wi-Fi, and we're having storms. And
Yeah, I don't know what's up. He must have went to the bathroom.
I thought y'all have been building out your infrastructure with all your new factories.
All right, Matt. I'll go to you since Jared's in the bathroom. Okay, so was Austin Reed the right choice for starting quarterback. Of course, I know Deggy's was different or whatever, with him getting mad about some Instagram posts supposedly or whatever. But was that the right choice, or was should Austin Reed be QB2? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's still a no-brainer that it should have been Austin Reed. I mean,
Okay.
with how Deggy reacted, I thought that showed some character. But anyway, he's been really good. Including his rushing statistics. I mean, he's very comparable to Zappe. So, I mean, would Deggy have really come in and been comparable to Zappe? And would we be 3-3? I don't know. But I mean, but where we are is about where you would think we would have been preseason, and we've blown 3 games. So, I mean, we could legitimately be 6-0. Could we possibly have been 6-0 with Jared Deggy? I don't think so.
I do appreciate that analysis with his reaction. That's a good point.
My hot take is that
it's a really good point because you're right. If you're going to get frustrated by an Instagram post like that and transfer, then you really are not going to be very good back there when stuff starts going south.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a really good point.
So, what were you going to say, Jared? You were saying something.
I was going to say,
Jared?
I think the losses are more.
I think we may have lost Jared. I have no idea.
Hang on.
Not
He's
a clue
talking.
what's going on.
I can hear him. I can hear him talking right now.
I have no. Well, I was like, he just clicked out, so we'll see. And he's back.
Now?
Yes, I can.
See, because I was making fun of Matt's Wi-Fi, we lost my Wi-Fi. Our Xfinity went out.
That's what.
Okay.
We have storms in the area. Please forgive me.
No, you're good. You're good, bud. Was that just a crazy thought, or was it just,
yes.
or am I? Yes. Okay. Okay. That's fine.
See, I think it's more on coaching than it is Reed, if you want my opinion.
One more time on that, Jared.
I think it's more on coaching than it is Austin Reed, if you want.
Devin, are you having trouble with your Wi-Fi? I hear Jared fine.
I think we all are. No, I heard you two talked at the same time, and I couldn't hear you.
Let's just restart.
It's all these storms coming through, man. All this lightning.
Welcome back to the Red Out Podcast. We'll just start it all over.
I actually like what Jared was saying about some coaching issues and stuff. There actually has been some stuff this year that it's like, what are you doing? Especially the freaking onside kick. Oh my god, that was the. I mean, to me, that's up there with the Mike Sanford, like, dude, let's go for it on the 15-yard line, 4th and 1, and hand it over and run straight tackle left with no tackle. I mean, it was up there. I don't know if it was as bad, but it's like, dude, you have all the momentum in the freaking world.
Yeah.
And you're gonna onside kick when, frankly, I think the defense was good enough to win straight up. I think they would have been forced to go the whole length of the field. They would have stalled and we would have won. I really think that. And instead, you basically hand them a short field. They go 2 plays, and they crap on all that momentum that you had, and you're back where you started before you just scored. So I just thought, oh my gosh, I could not believe they actually did that, and how easily they recovered. And man, it was frustrating.
Yeah, that is very frustrating. Okay, Matt, I know you watched the game, right? The UTSA, the full game. Okay,
mm-hmm.
I did not, so I can't really talk about it. But what were your initial reactions to it?
My initial reaction was, I mean, freaking UTSA steps up every freaking time they play us. I don't know what the deal is. But, I mean, they played completely out of character from how they played the whole year. They played amazing defense. I was looking at stuff later. I was actually just working on my game grades and stuff and kind of finishing a couple thoughts on that. And, I mean, Western's offensive drives, like UTSA was giving up 34 points a game, okay? Obviously, they gave up 28. Western's drives, they were forced to have at least play 8 plays in each drive to be able to score. And then in the drives that they didn't score, they didn't have any more than, I think it was 6. There was one drive that was 7 plays, and then the others were 6 or less. So we really didn't have very many opportunities to score, and when we did, we had to really work to get there. And so, I mean, they did a great job. I mean, good for them, but we've got to find ways to get something going. And I thought it was ridiculous that Irvin Poindexter and Moses had 0 carries or catches or even attempts to throw to them or to try to run at all. And so you're putting it all on Robichaux and Reed to carry the running game. And they did well, but they didn't, they're only 2 guys. You got to spread it out a little bit and give them a couple carries and make the defense guess a little bit when they're in the game. Like, you didn't hand it to them once.
Yeah, and I like Robichaux. Don't get me wrong. I like watching him run. I think he's a good player. But I do agree. Like, like I said, I didn't watch the game, so I can't comment on like specific plays. But you can't just expect each running back to just pass block. You can't have just a pass blocking running back because the teams are going to catch on to that.
Yeah.
But and it's I did notice that with the team stats, especially with Robichaux and Reed were the only 2 carriers for the ball, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, you didn't try a receiver end around. You didn't anything. I mean, jet sweep, something. I mean, just having those 2 run it and that's it. I just think that's anti good football. I mean, you can't rely. It's like when the Titans only rush Derrick Henry. Like, they know it's Derrick Henry. When he's out, you're not doing anything. You might as well expect a pass. So it's just, you got to sprinkle them in there so they're guessing when those guys are in there, because they are capable, and they started before Robichaux started standing out. But use them a little bit. They're still good, and it'll keep him fresher.
And I will say, you're talking. I would like to see Moses at like a slot. Is that crazy?
Yeah, he's got speed to burn.
He can do it.
Good little player, and he has some good reception ability that he's shown over the years. I mean, it's what's cool about the top 3 running backs, and probably the 4th one too. LT Sanders showed that he can play. I mean, they're all versatile, that they can all catch and they can all run, but they do have slightly different strengths. So use them for all of it and keep the defense guessing, because they're all capable, but they all have certain things that you can emphasize a little more with each.
Yeah.
Like, use them all.
Yeah. Jared, did you watch the game?
No, I didn't get to see any of it. I had to work. Which sucked.
Hey, it happens. I understand.
You didn't miss much.
Of course, that atmosphere too. I don't know what it is, but like San Antonio, like they are able to get people to come out, and it's like, I honestly, like, I'm like, it's not a big game. Like, I can't believe they'll have that many. And Jared and I talked about this last week, and they actually showed up, and I was like, well, crap.
Yeah,
maybe I was just hoping they wouldn't. So
I kind of have this theory.
Go ahead, Matt.
Devin, I don't know if you believe that or believe this, but fans like west of the Mississippi are just a little bit different. Like, when you go to Texas, Louisiana, like the farther you get west and south, the crazier they get.
I agree with that.
I mean, I think when you go to North Texas, the fans were great. When you went to Monroe or
Arkansas,
Arkansas State, or where, they were just a little bit more crazy. So I think there's an element to that they just love. They love their football, they love their sports, and they're passionate.
And Texas is definitely that. I'll give you that. Texas is definitely passionate about their sports. And honestly, like, San Antonio is a great market for UTSA. I feel like they, I would assume that they could be able to build upon what they've got there and do well.
Well, they certainly don't have football competition. So they're far enough away from
town.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so just summarizing, basically everything we talked about with UTSA, it sucked. Okay, it did. Honestly, Okay, go ahead. Is there any highlights?
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I think the defense showed that they did enough to win the game.
Yeah.
They held UTSA down. They did allow some rushing yards that they normally haven't, and UTSA has not been great rushing the ball. But they held Frank Harris, all Jesus, to under 300 yards. They held their top 3 receivers under about 200 yards, and they've been averaging 300. So if you talk about if we shut down their top 3 receivers and keep Frank Harris somewhat bottled up, he only had a couple touchdowns total. He had 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. I mean, you got to think Western probably wins that. It's just the offense didn't do anything to produce points and didn't do enough to produce points. And I think that was the difference, was the offense, for whatever reason, has gotten in a funk and isn't able to produce the kind of points they were before. And that's your issue, not the defense. The defense was good enough to be competitive, give them a chance. But you've got to have the offense click in with the defense to be able to get over the hump against a good team.
Yeah. I like I've said countless times before, you've got to have both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, what were you doing instead of supporting the Tops?
I have to work, man. I hate it.
Trying to fix his Wi-Fi.
It's the busiest day at Starbucks is freaking Saturdays.
Okay, so I have a quick aside I saw on TikTok, the TikToks the other day. There was
how many videos have you sent me today, Devin?
About 55. Anyway,
it's like blowing me up on TikTok. Like Devin has 0 posts, but he's sharing all this crap to me.
I don't post anything. I find something really funny and I'll be like, Matt, I'll think that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, so
and I do,
hey, you don't get near as many as my wife does. I'll be sending my wife all this crap all day. But anyway, I saw a video on TikTok, and it's the biggest troll move I have heard from Starbucks corporate. There is a store somewhere in the U.S., I'm assuming, where the employees are striking. Mm-hmm. There is nothing going on inside the business. No sales are happening. I know what you're gonna say. And they turned on the mobile ordering. So all these people are pulling into the parking lot thinking that they have Starbucks waiting for them, and all they have is just people standing outside protesting.
Which that should be illegal, first of all. So it's up to your district manager, and your store manager should be able to turn mobile orders off. So it's just the fact that it's a union store and everything. That's why that the corporate is like, oh, let's just make this as horrible as we can for the employees there. So yeah.
Yep. But I was just like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Of course, I'm sure the protesters don't think so, but whatever. I just had to mention that quick aside. And let's see, I'm just writing down a couple quick notes.
That was really impactful. I think our listeners will really appreciate that.
Yes, I know they do. I know they appreciate every derailment that we do. But anyway,
is your Wi-Fi working? Jared, are you there?
Nope.
I'm going to respond 5 minutes late to a question.
Honestly,
it'd be like, well, the worst part about that whole segment is, what do you think about this, Matt? And then it's just dead for like 30 seconds.
I had no clue.
And then I go to say something.
I had no clue.
Then I go to cover whatever. I'm like, all right, well, let's go ahead and start talking about something else.
I got your question like 2 minutes later, and that's why y'all were like, I'll have to listen back to the podcast to hear what atrocious foolishness it sounded like.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. Gosh. So what you all don't see is that we have those string cups, and that's how we're recording this right now. We're just recording with string cups like we're 10, 12 years old, whatever. So UTSA sucked. We're playing MTSU this week, whole new week, clean slate, 100 miles of hate, and we're in Murfreesboro.
Yep, screw
them. God, there is nothing good in Murfreesboro. I'm sorry. Nothing good
this weekend. Western
is in Murfreesboro. That's about it.
You're welcome, dump.
Yeah, gosh. Okay.
The glass
There are
house. I can't
so
believe
many.
they're proud of that crap.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many other things I'd rather do than go to Murfreesboro.
It's a hole in the ground.
Same.
Yeah.
And like, you know what irks me is like the coaches try to be like politically correct or whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I really appreciate this rivalry." And in my head, I'm thinking, "No, you don't. If you appreciated this rivalry, like you would hate their guts because basically they screwed us out of going to another conference, unofficially, officially, whatever."
I saw that part of the press conference where Tyson was talking about that, and he's like, "We respect them," and I'm like, "Then you don't get it." It's
Yes,
100 miles away.
exactly.
You don't get it.
See, this is
Tyson.
the team we need to
You
beat
listen here.
73-0.
Yes, exactly,
Right.
Jared.
I swear, I'm putting in. I call the prediction 74-0 as the score on the article. I don't give a crap. I'm picking 74-0, even if it doesn't even make any sense.
You know, if
Tops, baby.
here's my thought. If Tyson Helton really hated or really appreciated the rivalry, after we won, he would go out there and pop a squat on the 50-yard line, drop trowel, and just poop right on the 50-yard line.
I've got a picture of me pretending to do that at the middle 50. You can find it on social media.
Oh.
Well, if my Facebook wasn't deleted.
See, I think again because you
So
keep,
many.
I really do. I
memories
have one. It's me pretending to squeeze one out at middle.
Now, see, I think the first year that we played down there in FBS, we beat them in overtime with a Bobby Rainey pass, and we all rushed the field, and that was amazing, and it felt so cool. And now I loathe them because of all this history we have now. So MTSU coming into this.
There was one. There were some good ones there.
Yeah, there's so many. Well, but and we always go back to the argument. Like I felt like Marshall fans had more attention or more attentive to this game, to our game with them than MTSU fans necessarily. Like MTSU fans are kind of lethargic.
I'd really say the MTSU fan
Sure.
wasn't that engaged.
Yes. Yeah. They're just like
the one.
There's no. Yeah. All four of them are like but it's nowhere near like as fun as it was yelling at people at the Dairy Queen in Huntington. But I miss those people. I miss them so much now. So looking at just going down the stats real quick. Of course, some of this could be a little deceptive. Western is averaging 497.3 yards total, 356 passing, 141 rushing, 374 yards allowed, and MTSU is getting about 371 total average, and then they're allowing 423.7. But they've also played at UTSA and UAB, which has already dropped 40 points on them in both of those games. Honestly, and of course, the big factor here is that ESPN's matchup has given us 70% chance to beat them. All right.
Well, that's the gospel, and we're going to win.
God, no. That thing's been wrong past like 3 weeks, and I hate it.
The FPI is actually like how many points we're supposed to get. So 70, I think that's about right.
Yep.
What?
74.
I was like, wait a minute here, dude. Because when we get 99, I know we're not going to score that much. No. So, Jared, what are your thoughts? How do you think this game's going to play out? Is it going to be good for us? Is it going to be bad for us? What do you think?
I think Miami is just horrible for the fact that they lost to MTSU. Like, they must not have watched a single second of their game tape before they had that game, which is why they lost. They just were sleepwalking through it. Because, I mean, looking at Middle since that game, they haven't really done anything. I mean, they lost to UAB and got blown out. They got beat by UTSA pretty bad. So, I mean, it's not like they've had many good games since they upset Miami. So I'm not really as concerned with it, especially the way that they're looking now. I still think that they'll be annoying as all get out like they always are and make the game a lot closer than it ought to be. just for the fact that it's middle, and also they're going to be at home. So that'll help them a little bit. But ultimately, I think that we'll win this game. I mean, if we lose this game, I'm hitting the panic button on this season, because anytime you lose to MTSU, it's a not good season, in my opinion.
I agree. Especially with the UTSA, Middle lost by 15, and then they lost bad to UAB 41-14.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why the coaches are watching the Miami film so much. I don't know. But, they had a lot of good things to say about the Cunningham kid. And I'm honestly wondering if MTSU's coach hired escorts or something for the Miami team and just wasted and
take
really
them to South
just
Beach and party.
Exactly. They went to South Beach and had a big old time. But it's wild for them, and I mean that's probably going to be their biggest thing for the next 10 years.
Probably
that they beat number 25 Miami, who sucked.
We beat Miami. Who'd you beat?
Yeah, Marshall when they were number 25.
Conference teams won a championship ever.
Yeah,
didn't lose because of a fourth down penalty. Whatever.
My thing is with this whole MTSU thing, just I hate them so much. Oh my gosh, just loathe them. I mean, just because the whole conference changing thing, and it's you had one job. All you had to do was go with us. That's all you had to do. Well, we can't afford it. Shut up. Anyway, so Matt, what's your thoughts on Saturday?
Yeah, so I mean, I already said 74-0. But I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, that really is going to be my pick. I don't give a crap about what it really seems like. I don't care if I look legit or not. Screw them. 74-0. But
all right, let me write that in here.
Yep, put it down. Cold takes exposed or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, now one thing I see with Middle is I think that we should handle them, but it's a rivalry game. You never know. So God only knows. But I did notice that they've done well forcing some turnovers. Let me look at fumbles. Yeah, they're +5 or so in turnover margin. They've only thrown 4 interceptions. So even though they've passed for less and they've rushed for less, they've also turned the ball over less, and that's allowed them to stay in some games. They forced some turnovers against UTSA that gave them a chance in the fires of hell to sort of come back because they were getting murdered, and it made it look like it was a closer game than it was. Cunningham's a good player that's kind of scrapped his way to being able to play. He actually does have a kind of a cool story. He was a walk-on, and he was 5'6" when he was in high school and stuff, and he's grown to 5'11" or something, and he's a starting quarterback for a D1 school. So good for him. I still hope he, is disintegrated Saturday, but whatever. But good for you, son. They've given up a lot of sacks. Just kind of flipping through their stats and stuff. They've given up 19 sacks, which it seems like a pretty good amount. So, I mean, I think we should handle them. Hopefully our defensive line gets on track. I'm concerned about them because they haven't really done anything since Hawaii, I think.
Yeah.
Well, they did some stuff against Troy, but still it seemed like they weren't getting consistent pressure. The first 3 games, it was it was an onslaught of getting in the backfield and bothering the quarterback. It hasn't been that way lately. So I want to see us get on track there. So we'll see how it all shakes out, but I think we should be okay.
Okay.
And I think we'll win, but it's a rivalry game. You never know. And we're in a funk right now. So we need to get on track. We need to win and win these next 3. That should be pretty tough. You got Middle, UAB, North Texas, all good enough to beat you. So win these 3 and let's get back on track and move on with our season and go to the championship like we should.
Yeah, completely.
74-0.
70. I've got you written down on my show notes here. 74-0. Quote: screw Middle. So
yeah, the back fat of freaking Nashville. I mean, I'm talking nasty hair. They haven't taken a bath in several months, and the only reason was it rained a couple months ago. So y'all nasty.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep typing all this because I just put they stink and they should bathe. So there we go.
There you go.
Jared, what are you thinking? Prediction wise.
So I already put my prediction in the thing. I was trying to get my prediction article set. I can't remember what I put for the final score, but just for the fact that it's a rivalry game, I see them hanging around for some inexplicable reason, just because. I mean, it's annoying. It's not going to be like that. I'll never forget the 3 overtime game. That one was insane and never should have happened. But this one, I mean, I feel like they'll hang around a little bit, but then we'll have enough big plays late to seal the deal. So I think we'll win 38-23.
Ooh, nice. 38-23. And
it's
actually,
not like
Jared,
a blowout, but I mean, it's still like 2 touchdown win.
Jared actually got our score correct on last week's prediction for UTSA game.
Just saying.
And Jared's 4-1 on the show for picking. I am 2-3 because I always bet red. Better red than dead. Yeah. I'm just saying. I will say I'm going to say Western 42, Middle 21 because they suck. I hate them. Honestly, that's where
if we play well and they don't play out of their minds, we ought to beat them by 2, 3, 4 touchdowns. It shouldn't be that close, I don't think. But gotta get out of this funk.
Yes, definitely. Got to get out of the funk. I mean, we're going to be playing UAB, so you got to have your boots strapped up. I mean, they're going to be coming to play. They're going to be serious about this. They're 3-2 in conference, or 1-1 in conference, 3-2 overall.
And the last time we had any type of big musical artist before a game, we peed down our leg. So we have Shaq coming to DJ the UAB game, which is on a Friday night, first off. So it's kind of weird. It'll be a Friday game. But the last time that happened, we had Cage the Elephant before the main game. There was like well over 1,000 people at that thing. It was well attended, but of course we all know how that ended. So I'm definitely a little scared.
Jeez.
I know, right? Shut up, Jared. What's wrong with you? That is the 15th.
Because that actually affects the outcome of the game.
It does.
Hey, bad juju happens. I'm completely
Everybody will be so hyped during Shaq's set, just going crazy, dancing and everything. They won't have any energy left for the game.
Well, don't tell Shaq, but you said a big named artist, so I'm just saying. He's a big name, but he's not necessarily an artist.
He's actually big. Legit. Yeah,
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
He's really big. He's 7'1".
Watch Shaq life on TNT, bro.
Shaq could beat me up in a heartbeat, I'm sure, but I'm just saying. So real quick, just a real quick plug. If you would like, share, and subscribe to the episode, we appreciate it. Do the all that good reviewing stuff on iTunes or any of those other platforms that we're on. It helps get us out there, farther reach for us. It helps support the podcast. If you'd like to go a step further, for the price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you can support the podcast. It's actually cheaper than that, so you don't have to worry about that.
It is cheaper than that.
And actually, just so you know, if we get 10 subscribers, I will buy a pair of tickets for one of our new subscribers to a sporting event. If it's football or basketball or whatever, I will pay for it.
Is it a Western sporting event?
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
No, I'm not paying for
is this like
NBA.
No, I mean, is it like Warren Central Middle or $3 tickets up for grabs?
Let's go, Moss Middle School. We'll play against them. No, seriously though,
Nakaria's Fant's younger cousin is playing.
When we get 10 subscribers, we will. I will pay it back to you all, to our subscribers. The 10 subscribers will go into a hat. I'll pull one, and they'll get 2 tickets to the game. So definitely start. If you start subscribing, start sharing it around. Every time I get 10, we'll buy 2 tickets. So whether it's football season, basketball season, if it's between seasons, you get a choice. You get to choose one of those, and I'll get you some tickets, and we'll figure out how to get them to you. So last thing real quick here. But like I said, we're going to be doing Discord, all that good stuff. Talking during games on the Discord. So join us, talk with us about football, whatever you want to do. And if you want a chance for free tickets to a sporting thing, go for it. I'm not going to do tournament tickets. Sorry, guys. I'm not paying for that. Not yet. We're going to have to get more than 10 before I do that. Here we go. We're going to do, since Matt's the new guy in the house tonight, we are drafting candy bars. So, your top candy bars, what you got, buddy? What are you going for on number 1 overall pick for your candy bar?
Number 1, man. Dude, I'm candy. I don't know if this is a candy bar, but does it have to be a bar?
Whatever you want. You just pick
okay,
candy.
you know what?
You're on Halloween, you're picking your candy. What you got?
Dude, well, Halloween, this doesn't work because it'll melt. But, dude, I love truffles, man. You ever had those, what are they called?
Lindor?
Yeah, those. Man, those are so good. Like the soft middle, soft western, excuse me. And
Matt, I'm sorry, Matt, you just completely shat the bed. All right.
I did.
Second overall pick, Reese's.
Dude, those
that
are
was the
amazing.
correct answer. Reese's are amazing.
I mean, I love Reese's, okay? But I mean, truffles, dude. I have elegant tastes.
See, I just picked like the Tom Brady of candy bars. That's how you do it, okay? And you just picked your Uncle Earl down the road to play. So I'm just saying.
Uncle Earl don't know nothing
Lindor
about
chocolate is good, Devin. Let the man have his pick.
Dude, yeah, you don't understand because you're from Scottsville, okay?
Yeah. You
I
can
know
only afford the
when I
Hershey's
taste it.
bars.
All right, Jared, what's your pick?
All right, with the number 3 overall pick in the 2022 candy bar draft, my selection would be Twix because they're freaking delicious.
Okay. We'll do a snake draft. Jared, you get your next pick.
All right, with the number 4 overall pick of the 2022 candy bar draft, I will select Kit Kats because they are also incredible.
They are. Those are both good answers. Do you hear that, Matt? Good answers. With the 5th pick, yeah, we're up to 5th. I will take Snickers.
Respectable.
Matt, let's hear what god awful candy are you going to pick like the strawberry candy? Like that strawberry candy that grandmas carry?
Come on. How dare you? Oh man. I'm trying to see now I'm just trying to screw you up. What is Devin gonna judge me for the most? Let's see. Dude, I like well, this is gonna sound weird. I like nuts.
Of course, that's what
Hershey's with almonds.
God, I need that sound bite.
Is that awful?
What'd you say?
Atrocious.
Is that a candy bar? What is that? What did you pick? Did you pick D's nuts?
I think
did we lose Matt? I think we did too.
Dead.
Did you hear his pick?
I don't know what.
Say what? I can hear you now. I didn't hear any of that.
Great.
Crap.
What did you pick? I said, what did you pick
again?
The Hershey's with almonds.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hershey's with almonds.
Okay, Matt, you get the next pick. What do you got, bud?
Sorry, guys. I don't know. Stupid Wi-Fi.
No, you're good. Your next pick.
I don't know. I didn't write these down. I'm gonna go. Dude, I'm not a huge candy guy. I like caramel though. How about Butterfinger? I love Butterfinger.
There you go.
Okay.
You redeemed yourself.
All right. Yep. He's doing a little better now.
Well, y'all picked all the good stuff after my truffles, man.
Okay. I'm going to make this simple with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th pick overall. I am going to go Payday. I'm not going to say I like nuts like Matt does, but Paydays are good. Pretty simple, and they're gluten free. Jared, what do you got, bud?
I would have to go with the cookies and cream Hershey bars.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
I thought about that instead of the Hershey's with almonds.
It's like
Eh,
the white
too late.
chocolate and like the Oreo kind of chocolate. So good.
All right, next pick, Jared.
Next pick again.
Your fourth pick.
All right, here's a obscure pick. It's the Tim Tam
Oh,
cookies.
let's rip him
They're
apart,
originally
Devin.
from like
Be
Australia.
sure you rip him apart.
Now, have you ever had those? My Piggly
No.
Wiggly in Franklin randomly had them once, and they were some of the best cookies I ever had. It's like these chocolate cookie things.
No, Matt, I can't make fun of Jared because Jared, like, one of his favorite things is like, what was that drink you like, the chocolate stuff?
Oh man, I don't remember when we were
can't
talking
remember.
about that.
Yeah, it was the candy bracket we did before. The sweet bracket.
Are you
It
talking
was,
about Bailey's?
Yes, Bailey's. That's what
That's
it was.
not chocolate, it's liquor, but close enough.
Yeah, whatever. I've never had it, so I'm just like, whatever.
You're missing out. There's a s'mores flavor, and I've got to get it. It looks incredible.
Okay, so Tim Tam cookies. Good.
Yes,
Okay.
they're super good.
So I guess I get to get the strawberry wafers next on the list, even though we're talking candy bars. Okay. Let's see here. Reese's, Snickers, Payday, like all the good stuff's taken. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna go Heath Bar.
Those are good.
Oh, man.
My father.
I
Well,
gotta
that's
find another
that would be the.
Dude, have you ever
Matt's
had the
like
Heath Bar
Googling
Blizzard
candy
from Dairy Queen? I really am.
My father-in-law, that's all he would eat was a Heath Bar Blizzard.
Those are good, though.
Oh man, dude,
Matt, what you pick,
change your
bud?
life. You never had one. How about we
I'm a
honor
cookie dough
Western and we go Mars bars? Y'all know the story about Mars bars?
Oh, yeah. The
From
UAB
basketball,
game.
yeah. Mars bars, baby. We should have pulled it out for next week, but whatever. I might not be on.
Hey, that's all good.
Whatever.
Well, some people are dedicated like Jared. But what's your next pick?
Oh,
Last
man,
pick, Matt. What do you got?
Oh gosh. Okay.
He's going to have to Google candy bars.
Dude, I am Googling candy bars. I'll admit it openly. All right. You know what? I like this, especially talking about Halloween. You get the little small ones. I like Mr. Good Bar. Those are pretty good, underrated, like not mainstream. Everybody has them, but they're good. I like them.
Yeah. Okay.
And again,
Now since we're doing flavors, I'm gonna pick the Twix peanut butter because I love those. Those are freaking amazing.
I can't have as much. Well, like especially growing up, like my mom is like deathly allergic to peanuts, so we just never
Really?
really had a lot of peanut butter stuff in the house, rightfully so. I've had to
Dude,
take her to the hospital because she ate one of my dad's granola bars that had peanuts in it once. So yeah,
Oh, crap.
don't do that.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, be careful with that.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Matt thinks I'm joking. I'm serious. Yeah, that's crazy. Because like someone with a severe peanut allergy, like literally somebody who messes with peanuts could fix something, and that could send that person to the hospital. And that just
it
blows
has.
my mind. Crazy to me. Jared, what is your last overall pick?
Man, I'm gonna have to. Oh, the Crunch Bars. Crunch Bars. Those are good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, sure. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and say I think I won that draft, but thank you all for participating. Matt shatting the bed
I
with
went
truffles.
I had
Dude.
Twigs and Kit Kat
Dude,
back to back.
Have you had them? You have not had them if you don't know how good they are. I can sit there and eat like 40 of them. And I have. And I don't care to admit it.
Okay. All right. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, then Matt, yeah. Okay. This is pretty interesting draft board. I'll give you that. Okay. We got truffles and Tim Tam bars. And I'm just saying Snickers, Reese's, those are all pretty solid picks. That's like Tom Brady and Gronkowski right there. Just saying. I'm just saying. But anyway, guys, yeah.
You still picked a tight end, though.
Hey, that's payday. Payday. Yeah, first off, Tom Brady and Gronkowski was a great combo. That'd get you like 80 points back in the day in fantasy. you'd be set for life. Anyway, appreciate you all listening this far. Definitely check out our Patreon page. Those people get early episodes. They get to talk to us whenever. Hit us up on Discord and talk to us during games, or even just whatever they're thinking or doing. They're like, "Hey, what are the Tops doing today?" And we can be like, "I don't know, probably practicing." But yeah, we can definitely holler at you and check back next week. The game is 3:30 on the 15th, which is Saturday. 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central Time. Down in Murfreesboro. It's going to be on slow time. It's going to be in Murfreesboro. So if you're not in Murfreesboro, because God knows why you would be, you can just listen or watch the game. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, and you can listen on the IMG Sports Network. So we appreciate you listening this far. And as always, guys, go Tops.
Go Tops. Beat middle.